Okay, now since this is an award site, I have to ask you, do you let your little girl play with your Oscar? Or no? Is it hands off?
My mum has the Oscar, so Bella was obviously my 18-year-old girl has no interest in playing with it, and my 2-year-old girl has no interest in playing with it. But my mum's very proud of it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, my mum has it placed on her mantle in Sydney, so the neighbours can come over and they get to touch an
Well, that's
Oscar.
wonderful. You're so generous with it. But
I felt like, I don't know, there's something in all of the blood, sweat and tears that your parents put up with so much, getting you, but when you're raising an actress, it's a big job, you know. So finally, when I got that, it was like, here, it's yours.
Oh, that's so
you
sweet.
deserve it.
Wow. This movie, Rabbit Hole, is, I think you could arguably say, about the most horrible thing in the world. There's nothing more tragic than the death of a child, nothing more tragic than the death of my child or the character in this movie. You as a parent, I mean, how do you bring yourself to deal with this subject matter emotionally and psychologically? Because you produced this too. That's what's so amazing about it. This is a Pulitzer Prize winning play that you took to the screen, and you did the performance as well.
And actually, when we optioned it, it had just been reviewed in the New York Times. It hadn't won Tonys. It hadn't won the Pulitzer. It was just my reaction to the review, and then I got my producing partner. I mean, there's only two of us. I always say it sounds like some big company we have, and there's just two of us, a laptop, a telephone, and the two of us. But I said, can you get on a plane and go see this? Because maybe this is, you know, still available, and maybe it's good. And he saw it and loved it, sent me the text, and I read it and went, this is amazing. And we approached David Lindsay at Bear, and he said, yeah, I would love that as long as I can write the screenplay, which is what we wanted, and we wanted to be able to protect his play, basically, and promise him a good experience. And I hope he says that's what he's had with it. And I just feel like it's a small story, but it's a huge film in the sense of the emotions you're dealing with. And as much as people hear the subject matter and are terrified of going to see it, I actually think it's a film that provides hope. That's kind of...
Why does she choose to not only get to know the boy who killed her son, but forgive him? Because that's so courageous.
So complicated.
You know, what I love about this movie, by the way, is the fact that it is simple. It doesn't choose to make left turns, hype up the plot, add these little gimmicks. It is about this subject matter, and it explores it, how it's expressed through a marriage, how it's expressed through this woman's psychology. And that's just wonderful, because you get to spend 2 hours and really visit it.
And I hope it's got a voyeuristic quality. I mean, I read reviews on this film because I'm a producer.
You don't
so
normally?
Okay. I don't normally, just because I think when you're an actor, you're so sensitive, you know, and you can sort of alter things in your performances next time because of certain things that people, you know. But with this, I kind of have to play dual roles. So I've read stuff, and it's been quite interesting because I've learnt stuff about the film by that way. Sure. Stuff that I didn't even realise, you know, that now I go, oh, that's actually what I was probably doing subconsciously. But I think with this, there's things that are, when you're in a place of grief, there's things that you cannot explain. You do things and behave in ways that are illogical and come from some primal base emotions that there is no explanation. And I love how David captured that in this film. And one of those things is seeking out the boy that caused this whole tragedy, you know, through an accident, but caused it. And she, in the weirdest way, has some sort of connection, has fused with him in some strange way. And he's really the only person she feels comfortable with in a world that is terrifying to her. And even her husband is someone she can't reach right now because they're both in a huge amount of anguish.
And most couples in this situation in real life split up, and the marriage is dissolved. How do you imagine this couple?
80%, they say.
80%, really?
Yeah.
Do you imagine this couple in 10 years survives it?
I do. That's the film. That's probably part of the film that I that's my offering to. I think it's interesting when two people are in a marriage or in a relationship that's based in many, many years and many things have been shared, but then they get given something that sends them both whirling out of control into a place that's completely unexpected and they feel like they're never going to come back from, but they still reach for each other. And even when they're not, I love the scene that Aaron has where he says, I love my wife, and he goes home, and even though home isn't a safe place, it's not a warm place right now, it's not an inviting place, he goes home because it's based in something deeper.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, good luck, especially at the Oscars again this time.
Thank you.